Okay, so one of the things I want to talk about in today's video is a system you can use. Everybody needs a good system. So a lot of people ask, what's our system? Well, we've been doing this for a long time, but we've come across a lot of different techniques, a lot of different methods, some that work well, some that don't, a lot of good advice, a lot of bad advice. So you want to have, if you want to be meeting and interacting with fairly attractive women, you want to have pretty high standards, and one of the parts of your system should be the quality management. So you'll want to be screening a lot of women. You'll want to be able to facilitate this. So I mean, it's going to help if you live in a bigger area, bigger city. Obviously some of the bigger cities like New York, London, Dublin, they're going to have a lot of women. So you're going to be able to facilitate this. If you're living in a smaller town, pickup is going to be a lot harder. You're going to have much less choice. But the optimal system involves maximizing your, you could call it, market. The more the better. You have room for an infinite number of mistakes when you have an infinite number of women. You can pretty much pick and choose. You can just do it for fun if you want. But when the number of women is reduced, things get much harder. So one of the most important things is that you've got access to lots of women. You need to be preferably close to a city or a big city or town where you can get around these women. If you have this sorted, you can apply a lot of the techniques quite well. You can plow your way through a lot of women, experimenting, going with your friends, going to clubs. Clubs will tend to be open most nights of the weeks. If you live in the larger cities, there's going to be more of an active nightlife. So the system is going to involve interacting with as many women as possible. That's the most important thing. That's one of the best things about pickup is next. So a place like New York, this is fantastic. It's a perfect place to play the game. So you'll want to be running your routine, and you'll want to keep it consistent if you're getting good results. So our favorite routine is to go out and ask women for directions. Using the transition, which we explained already, you can then move towards getting the number. This is the first step. Once you've gotten a hold of the number, you want to repeat this and get a good 7 or 8 numbers per session. If you can manage to get yourself around 15 to 20 numbers after a few days, which you should be able to if you've taken care of the first step, which is getting out there, getting those numbers, practicing. This is the first stage. Second stage, you're going to want to contact all these numbers. Pick a day or two after you've picked them all up, and just send them all a message, basically, asking them out. You should get a decent response rate, depending on, if you've gotten their number, then there's a good chance they're going to reply, but it tends to be 50-50. That's why you want to text a lot of them. Text them pretty quickly too, don't wait around. So anyway, once you've done that, you should have arranged to meet a girl, and that's the next step. So the next step involves meeting and interacting with these women, which we'll cover in another video. So just to summarize the system, you want to live in a fairly populated area with access to lots of women. You always want to be careful about who you interact with, and do these women share big social circles, etc. This is always improved when you're in a larger city. The second step is the approaching and interacting. This is important to get this step, because without this step you have nothing. The next step involves what you do with all these numbers efficiently. So keeping with this system, keeping with this rhythm, and refining it over time, you'll be able to meet and interact with and sleep with as many women as you like. Particularly if you're living in a larger area, you'll definitely have much better choice, much better freedom. This is going to vastly reduce the stress that one particular woman can cause.